Hey guys, George at SoundTraxx here, and today we're going to talk about all the additional sounds that you hear in our diesel decoder. Now, like we've done in our Steam, where you hear some of the background sounds that you may not necessarily know what they are, today we're going to kind of show you some of those in our diesel decoder. These are going to be sounds that you may hear in the background. There also may be sounds that may be Fireman Ed, like Fireman Fred with our steam engines. Fireman Ed has some tasks to work too. So let's take a listen at a few of these now. So now to do this, I've taken each of the individual volumes on the Tsunami2 individual sound effects and taken them down pretty low so you can hear enough, but I've accentuated and raised the volume on the sound effects we want to hear. So to start, let's listen to Fireman Ed's cab door. Now let's take a listen for the relay clicks. Now let's hear the pneumatic lubricators. Now let's take a listen to the Poppet valve, and this is the valve that sits on the air compressor that dispels moisture. As the air is compressed, moisture accrues, and this uses the air pressure to spit that water out. Now you can adjust the probability on how frequently you hear the Poppet valve play. Now by simply using CV125, we can select between a Poppet valve and the air dryer. So we're going to take CV125, we're going to set it to 1 to hear the air dryer sound. Now you can hear how the air dryer is interactive with the sounds of the compressor, and you can set the probability for this to run as well. Now let's take a listen to the air compressor. Now you can select the type of air compressor that matches the model that you've installed into. In this case, we've got the EMD shaft-driven compressor. Now this is just a sampling of some of the sounds you're going to hear in the Tsunami2 diesel decoder. With 16 independent sound channels, our decoder can play all of those sounds at the same time intelligently based on usage on how you use your model. Now every one of those sound effects has its own volume control, and many of them have their own probability, so you can determine for your model how probable you'll hear those particular sounds. For example, if you have a locomotive that doesn't have an air conditioning, you can set the volume to 0 or you can set the probability to 0, and that way you can make sure you don't hear that sound. Now for more information, go to our user's guide at SoundTraxx.com under the manual section, and if you need help, we're happy to help you. Give us a call or an email.